Want to check in right quick. This is I think day 4. Well, wait a minute, let me start out over here. I'm getting ahead of myself. Y'all don't understand. I have so many thoughts in my head at one time. I be scatterbrained half the time. And that problem is getting worse over time. So remember the goji berry? Look at that. Look at that. The berries done made this little branch. I had this little branch. Oh, yo, you gonna come loose from there. I'm gonna fool with that off camera because I need 2 hands to get with that. You know, sometimes you have to really get with something. But y'all, look at that. Look at the danglage. Look at the fruit. But let me show y'all. Some of these ought to be ready now. Yeah, this is much softer. And see how it'll come off with just the berry, no green part. Oh yes, that's sweet. Quite sweet. This is more the regular size of them. Let's see. This one here is probably. Let's see. Oh yes. You know what? I'm pitiful, y'all. I'm gonna be out here eating like this. But anyway, I got 3 or 4 more goji berries, and I want to show y'all that. Lord, this branch is just drugged down to these little branches. When they put them on, they're so spindly and thin, they don't want to hold up. But anyway, this is my sweet potato patch. I keep having to take the vines and pull them back. Anyway, no, it's not good. But like I was saying, this is day 3 or 4 of the watering every day with my little tea that I make, whatever I make it out of, because I don't always make it out of the same thing. Sometimes I make it out of comfrey. Sometimes I make it out of brassica leaves. For instance, let me show y'all something. This was looking a holy mess a few days ago. Most of the leaves look like this, with the exception maybe 2 or 3 leaves. Most of the leaves look like that. That's what happens when you let worm damage. You let the worms get on here. Even these, this had no leaves. All it had was this one. This over here had no leaves. Look at that harlequin bug. You gonna get some act right here in a minute. This had no leaves. So, excuse me while I dig okra out of my teeth. Anyway, I've been out here eating. This right here basically had no leaves, right? So now that it's growing some that look like something, all of these leaves that look like trash more or less are gonna come off. This one's gonna come off too, just not right now. But you see now, I got nice pretty leaves. And also I'm gonna start having prettier stuff because it's cooling off these worms and things. They're getting ready to get gone. They're not completely gone because it ain't completely cool. But even this over here is looking thicker. So a lot of these leaves I couldn't take before because you don't want the plant to be completely devoid of leaves. You don't want homegirl to be completely bald. But like, see that there? That's a good candidate. That's a good candidate. But you can see I'm getting some nice, pretty new stuff in the middle. Now I got a harlequin bug issue over here. That's why when you start seeing that like that, that's harlequin bug damage. See, it's not really holes. They just kind of like, I don't know, it's hard to describe what they do. I think they kind of like more or less suck the juice out of the plant. But just like that one. See all that spottedness? But that's still edible. You can wash it, eat it. It's not non-edible. It's not gonna hurt you. Just wash it. But I'm gonna be honest. A lot of time they look like that, they become fertilizer. I'm not gonna fool with it like that. Because I have too many greens, and I'll be honest, I get to a point in time of the year, and y'all, I'm just taking out a lot of this stuff that was so bug damaged because now that I've been giving it this weed tea every day, A lot of stuff has bounced back. Let me show y'all over here. This dragon fruit, I cannot believe. Y'all look at that. Look at this new paddle. And it's probably gonna make another one. That one down there, I don't know what it's gonna do, if it's gonna take or not. But I'm gonna show y'all right quick how I've been watering my whole garden with weed tea right quick. And I'm telling you, it's made everything grow. And this is only day 4. So, I don't know, this maybe become kind of a routine here. It's not anything that I'm necessarily doing that's vastly different. So, in my setup, I collect rainwater. So, this is the barrel that all of my autumn leaves I just took off, that gets thrown in there. Now, yesterday, when I filled this up, I got 2 buckets of the worm tea out of there, and I put it in here. This is the one with my pump. So this one is the one I'm going to water out of. So when I get done watering and that's down low, I'll get 2 buckets out of there, put it in there, take the rest of the AC water and put it over in this one. Let that sit overnight. And I'll use these various other ones to refill that with water and all that kind of stuff. So that's how I've been doing that. So now the can with my pump on it is what I water from, but it's got wheat tea in it. Y'all see the little, yeah, I just pulled that in there. Y'all probably can't see it, but let me show y'all this. I've been wanting to, somebody asked me this question. How do the, can y'all see? Yeah. How do the frogs get out of here? They have suction cuppy feet, y'all. See how he's on the side? So when they get ready, they stay there for a little bit and they dry out and do their thing or whatever they do. And then they come out. There's a lot of tadpoles in here, but since I just poured that water, they're not on the top. There's only a few tadpoles in there. But there are some big ones see them on the wall down there? They'll move if I put my hand. But they stay in a little bit cooler part during the day. But that frog is ready. So, yeah, that's how they come out, y'all. They have suction cuppy feet. So, they're not trapped in there. They come out when they're ready. They climb down the side or they jump. Either way, doesn't hurt them. When I come back here, I try not to walk. I try not to, if I see a little one, I try not to step on them. Because if I step on something that size, I'm definitely going to kill it. So, yeah, I just wanted to show you all that. That's what we got going on. So, yeah, that's what I've been doing. And everything's been benefiting from that really funky water. So, you know, if you're not making your own, or if you think that you still need to go purchase a whole lot of stuff, you don't. Like I told y'all this year, I have not purchased any fertilizer whatsoever. I've been kind of neglecting stuff back here. I mean, I water it, but I'll be honest, when the mosquitoes bad back here, ooh, let me tell you. But now that it's cooling off some, these tomatoes are blooming how they should have. I put these in late anyway. But I've been getting tomatoes back here, y'all. Just not a ton. I'll show you. I've been getting tomatoes. So this is some type of cherry type tomato. This is like a roll. You know, you roll those. They have those seed rolls that you're supposed to roll out. I wanted to tell y'all that the ground cherry, after it did like a tomatillo. After a while, the fruit wouldn't get all the way yellow anymore. Therefore, it didn't taste like anything. They just kind of stayed green. So I let those stay on the plant until they fell off. I saved seeds. Just like, see, here's one here. This one, the plant's clearly not doing anything. But you see that it's still green. So those I threw down. I'm sure those will germinate, but I had some that I saved seeds from. I really need to come out here and kind of clean these tomatoes up, maybe. But I don't know. I was watching somebody. They're actually a farmer that has a full-on farmer's market, and they don't stake their tomatoes up. Which you don't have to. That's a myth that you have to actually stake. Okay, that's not gonna come out. That's a myth that you have to stake tomatoes. They're in the wild. They wouldn't grow on the ground. And yes, tomatoes have been cultivated for some time, or yeah, cultivated. I guess that's the right word, or domesticated, whatever you want to say, for some time. And these aren't exactly the wild ancestors of tomatoes, but trust me, in the wild they would be on the ground. Yeah, a lot of them do get eaten or damaged, but well, it depends on how you do it and what you got them growing on. But I figure somebody's got a commercial farm can do it. That's got a whole farmer's market on their farm. I figure if they can do it, what's the harm? Praxis grows his on the ground. He never stakes his. Ooh, look here. I didn't see them bad boys. Yow. See, the mosquitoes run me from back here a lot, but the mosquitoes are tapering off some. This is my moringa. They're now about 3 feet tall. There's 3 plants in there. I'm thinking about separating that. There's 3 in that one and 3 in the other one. I'm thinking about separating them though. My papayas are looking good. I don't know, y'all. I got to get these through the winter though. The last time I had papaya, I didn't really know what I was doing. The winter killed it, and I know this is not going to tolerate cold temps at all. So, and I'm not even talking about below freezing. I'm talking about 50s. I don't think this can take. So, all of this is why this is still in pots. It has to be protected. I didn't have a good place to put it in the ground. I hadn't figured out a good microclimate that I felt would protect it and still give it enough sun, because I honestly don't think these papayas are going to make papayas if they don't have enough sun. I could be wrong. I've never really seen somebody grow papayas kind of in the shade. Now the moringa, maybe it wouldn't give me the pods, but I'm sure that the tree would grow. I don't think the tree is too particular about sun. A lot of times when you're trying to get it to fruit or actually make seed, which is the pods, it may or may not, but I must protect these because I know they're not going to make pods, I don't think, at this stage. So if I don't protect these and they go bye-bye, then I'm not going to have moringa, or I'm going to have to buy moringa seeds or get moringa seeds from somebody. I don't want to do that. I don't like redoing stuff again, over and over again. I don't like doing the same work over and over again. So, but yeah, I'm not really talking about nothing. If you notice, I have peanuts kind of scattered in everywhere in my garden. I think there's going to be a theme going forward, even whether I get peanuts or not. They're nitrogen fixers and they will enrich the soil. And, I can get a little peanut crop out of it. It's cool. Let me show y'all. Let me see. Where we at? 12 minutes? Oh, mosquito got you. Killed you. Dead as a doornail. So, this here is my strawberry tree. Dan, permaculture, just kept talking about this. And there's several other things he has that I want. But I have to be careful. He grows a lot of tropicals, and I'm right on the line of what I can grow and what I can't. Or, like I said, wintertime, it becomes all this stuff about protecting. And I'm kind of like the guy over at If the Truck Stops Rolling. If I got to do a whole lot to protect you, you might not need to be here. Like, if I got to do a ton of stuff to really, you might not need to be here. So, it becomes that as well. But this is a Jamaican cherry tree or a strawberry tree. I have never grown this before. I've seen lots of people on YouTube grow it. Dan was the first person, however, I found that actually said what it tasted like, and he tasted them. Other people have tasted them, but sometimes they're kind of vague, and people go back and forth about what they taste like. But when he said it tastes like cotton candy, and he said it was a really fast grower, I said, okay. I won't lie, I paid more for this than I usually pay for stuff. This is the only plant that I think I bought this year. I paid 30-something bucks for it. But it was, let me see. It was cut off when I got it. It had no branches on it, and it was cut off right there. And I've never seen a tree do this, and I'm gonna try to see if I can get it in camera. And can y'all see? This is where it was cut off. But do y'all see that little green, tiny little leaves coming out of there? I have never, in my life, ever seen a plant where you cut it off, and this sucker wants to grow so bad it will grow leaves out of the spot where you cut it at. And that's not at a node. Most trees want to grow at nodes. And if you don't know what nodes are, see where every place there's a leaf that comes out? And you can kind of see it. Seeing that little crotch right there? Can y'all kind of see? It almost looks like a little bud in there. Like another leaf wants to grow out. Like if I look at this one behind it, see where my thumb is? See, this is the big leaf. Can y'all see the little leaf growing out right there? So at nodes, those are your growth points. Um, those are the points where you really want to grow at. With a plant, I should say. Because see, here's a branch. You see, here's the leaf here. See how the branch came out of the node right there? This branch came out of the node. So you have what's called apical dominance, which is growing out of the tip. You'll notice trees will put on, and they'll just grow longer and longer and longer out that way. That's apical dominance. And you notice when you tell people will tell you to cut the tip off in order to make it branch out, because what you're making it do is, instead of putting the energy into the end, it will now put the energy into these. But on this tree, it don't care. I have not trimmed. I have not done anything. You can see branch here, here, whereas here, 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 branch here, here, here. All these little branches in here. I'm sorry, my shadow's probably in the way. All those little branches. And then even down on the stem, if you can see these leaves, it is every node it wants to push out of. I've never seen a tree grow like this. And like I said, I've never seen a tree when you cut it, it even wants to grow out of where you cut it at. And I've been leaving that alone to see, like is the branches, are they really going to grow? Because they're growing kind of slow compared to everything else. This here showed up a day ago, and it was tiny. It was a tiny little cluster of leaves. In one day, it looks like that. These, let me show you. These right here, this little branch was not there yesterday. Flip this over. This little branch right there, that tiny one where my thumb is, wasn't there yesterday. This tiny little branch right there wasn't there yesterday. Like, real talk, y'all, I've never seen anything a strawberry tree grow this fast. I wouldn't be surprised if this thing put on fruit before it got cold. Now, will the fruit have enough time to ripen? I have no clue. But if you can get your hands, or better yet, if you can get your hands on one, get your hands on one. But I know this thing is going to like grow ridiculous, and I'm going to have to start pruning it. And I hear they root really good from cuttings. So if I can get those to root from cuttings, I'll make that available to where y'all can potentially be able to get that from me without having to pay over. All this stuff, this price gouging with the tropicals, it's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous. Bananas shouldn't cost what they cost. That shouldn't have costed. I mean, 30 is not bad, but trust me when I tell you I had to search to find 30 for that size tree, because that's already was a nice size. I know Dan said it grew fast. I didn't know it grow this fast, but if I had known that, I probably would have went from a cutting. But I was kind of late in the season and worried about the winter time, so I wanted it to get really good roots and put it in a nice size pot so that I can, if I need to protect it, I need to protect it, and I will. But that's pretty much the most I wanted to show y'all. I don't know if y'all can see those little orange things way out there. Those are my Togo eggplants, and I'll talk more about those next time. But the mosquitoes wearing me out, and I haven't even done any of my watering, so I need to get watering. Y'all see my totes is back going. Those are Lady Cream peas. Those are volunteers. My turmeric this year. Let me tell you about turmeric right quick. Plant your turmeric in a nice size container. If you can't put it in the ground, put it in a nice size container. Y'all saw what my turmeric looked like last year, and it grew, but it was in these small pots that the papaya in. I think, no, it was in something. Yes, it was. It was in the ones that the moringa are in. That's what they were in last year. This year I put them in these laundry totes. This stuff is 3 going on 4 feet tall. Absolutely freaking gorgeous. It's got peanuts in there with it. Peanuts in this one too. The peanuts are doing great. And remember, I just filled this at the very bottom with leaves, sticks, and all that stuff. On top, I filled it with that topsoil, whatever that stuff is. And then remember the ginger that Color Rock Out sent me. This is the ginger down here. It's being shaded a little. I think I'm going to turn this pot just a little so I can get a little bit more sun. It's not being shaded completely, but the peanuts, I think I'm going to turn it so I can get just a little bit more sun. But it looks gorgeous. And I'm going to be real with you when it comes to this. I'm not worried about it because since it's growing, I know that the rhizome is down there. It's fine. Just like the turmeric. I know that the rhizome is down there. It's fine. I know that next year I'll have turmeric. So Even if it doesn't get huge, I don't care. Just as long as I have it, you know, as long as I can get it and get it to go through the next year. I have to figure out where I'm going to put this passion fruit. It's growing, it's vining like crazy. It's grabbing onto my papayas and my moringas. But I want to put it somewhere where it can really do its thing. I think I might put a cattle panel there. I'm thinking that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put a cattle panel across the side of the shed. I'm going to rip that weed down, cut all that, and probably plant it maybe back there, or put the pot back there and just let it vine on the side. I don't necessarily want it to vine on the roof because I'm worried about when it rains. I don't want water and stuff to get trapped up there because of the leaves and blah, 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 all this stuff. That's a metal shed, but still. But yeah, so that's what I got going on, y'all. These were also volunteer. And then my potatoes, I didn't dig them. So my potatoes are growing again, which is fine with me. I don't care. These are vining. I'm thinking I'm just going to let these peas grab the trees and do what they want, especially if they grab the apple, because they're not going to be heavy enough to pull it down. And then when they die, they'll just dry up and I can just pull them all off. So the trees will serve as since the trees have already fruited, I'm not worried about it. The trees will serve as a trellis for the peas. So that's what I think I'm going to do. And even if I don't get any peas, they will fix nitrogen in these totes or whatever. But I'm pretty sure I'll get peas, especially off this one. That one's already grabbing in the trees. I don't know if you can see it, but it's going all the way up there. But anyway, that's enough. 21 minutes. All right, till next time. See you guys later.